We are live.
We're live.
Wake up Wednesday, man. If you're sleeping, wake up.
I love it. Break up the monotony. Let's go.
Man, you blink, it's the 5th.
It's crazy.
Where did August go already, man? Whew.
Time is moving. Time is moving and time is not moving at the same time. Like, I think it's only been a year and a half since I got out of coaching. I got a football.
I like all this guy. All the music this guy makes. I like. You know, he has a tonality and a.
Good morning to the Nudelberg Daily Huddle. Tell us how you're doing this morning. Tell us something good.
Brienne, to your coffee. Cheers.
Speaking of coffee, shout out to Ann Gottwald, who sent me a Starbucks gift card through an email. Which I love. Digital,
It is good.
Not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is the prize.
So wake me up when it's all over.
When I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself tonight.
It is.
All right, what do you say we start rocking and rolling on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning? Carrie Shifries is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Little bit of nostalgia there with Hollywood Hills. Good to. Doug is a regular now. Belly up to the bar.
I love it. Good morning to everybody as they shuffle in, and I hope everybody's excited to get the day started. Obviously,
good morning, Brett Weisbrot. Thank you for sharing that information with me yesterday. Next Friday, the 14th, John Bon Jovi is doing a virtual concert on his Facebook page to promote his wine. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I'll do a Friday afternoon John Bon Jovi concert in my living room. I think that's pretty cool. All right, let's get this thing. Paul Rushton, you are correct. The Avicii version. I don't know if it's better, but but guess what? It's my show. It's my music. So, good morning, everybody. So, a gigantic Huddle shout out to Kim Sweers. It is your happy birthday day. So we applaud you, and we applaud your spirit and everything about you. And welcome. The Boat Boss. Lots of really cool stuff happening for people that follow the Huddle in Facebook. Lots of cool stuff happening with the Boat Boss and some branding and some opportunities there. And Andrea, I made sure that Kim is going to connect with you. So let's do it. Rob Katz, good to see you. You know, for those that I don't shout out, I don't see everybody every day. Just the way the rotation comes up, I see who I see. So I'm happy to shout out your name when I see you. If I don't see you, I usually see it later. So anyway, wouldn't you know that I pay attention to what's happening, you know, on this day in history and National Day. Today is National Oyster Day. And you might ask yourself, what does oysters have to do with sales? And I've used this analogy for years. Mark, I don't know if you remember me ever sharing this with you.
It's my favorite one, because when I got into it and really realized what it was about, I immediately took to it and was like, it makes perfect sense. Like, this is exactly what I'm doing all day, every day.
So, you know, the national calendar, which is what I get, tells me that it's that, and it sends me a picture of a platter of oysters that are beautiful. Well, before you eat those, someone actually actually has to shuck those oysters. There has never, ever been a better analogy to what sales is all about. The one who shucks the most oysters is the one who wins the game every single time. People are looking for this magnificent, sexy process. Guess what, man? Get in there every day, get your fingers dirty, get your fingers bleeding. If you've ever seen somebody who shucks oysters, and going to school in Gainesville, oysters were huge, man. That was like a big part of Apalachicola and all like that. So I love oysters. I love all different kinds of oysters, but somebody's got to shuck them. And if you look at yourself every single day, if you shuck enough oysters, you will get the prize at the end, which is the pearl. Boom.
And how do you shuck oysters? You have conversations. The oyster are the people, and you have the conversation to open them up to figure out what they're about and what makes them tick. So that, to me, when you told me that and I had realized what I had been doing, I was like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Every single conversation, I'm opening somebody up to figure out what are they about? Is there an opportunity here? How can I help this person? What is it? It's awesome.
I mean, people I've worked with for years would say to me, you know, you go have a drink and catch up, and they go, "You're one crazy motherfucker, man." With the whole thing with oysters, stayed with me my whole life. You know, he goes, "I can't even eat a tray of oysters without thinking of sales." So that's good stuff. Anna Sabali, welcome. Ronald Carrillo, boom, welcome to the house today. So this is a labor of love. We've shared with you that Mark and I really enjoy this. We do this for ourselves first, then we let you in, and we're happy to share the wealth. I got an email yesterday from a lady named Kim Rattery. Now, I met Kim Rattery once a few years ago. She sends me a note. I wanted to take a quick moment to offer my sincere appreciation to you. We don't really know each other that well, but somehow I feel as though I know you more because I see your positive energy beaming through my screen at the start of every day. And when I review LinkedIn, it does mean a lot to me. Just a little bit of gratitude and thank you for keeping us on the ball. Yo, 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 you made my day. Each of you can make someone else's day. How long did it take to do that? Less than a minute, and she made my day. She sent an inbound, boom, that exploded on my screen and made me feel really, really, really good. So today it's Wake Up Wednesday, it's Wacky Wednesday, it's Wisdom Wednesday, it's all of that cool stuff. And so you guys know that I am a big fan of just content. I have a ton of inbound stuff that comes to me, as does Mark, as do the people that I work with all the time, because I think you're only as good as the inbound. You know, there's a lot of information every day, National Calendar Day, Morning Brew, Skim. I read all the business, you know, I read the news from, that comes through LinkedIn. Well, I came across an article that was actually directed to me by Seth Godin, who I love. And if those of you don't follow Seth, you should. Alex Cowton, who lives in my building, just thanked me. He goes, "Man, Seth changed my life." Yeah, man. Oh, by the way, another bald guy. But this guy produced an article, which is a great piece of content, 68 bits of unsolicited advice, which, what a great title, man. He goes, "I don't care that you didn't ask for it.
Here it
I'm
is.
teaching up to the world. And if you choose to digest it and start a conversation with it." Mark and I are going, tit for tit, tat for tat, all that kind of stuff. So there are 68 of them. I've picked out 5 or 6 of my favorites. Mark, I think you've done the same.
I have.
Great. So let's roll. Again, if anybody wants this, you got to do the work and ask for it. I am not posting stuff, just randomly posting it anymore. If you can't make the click to say I want it, then you don't get it. So this one's one of my favorite. And he leaves them in little bullets, and you make with what you want. Don't be the best, be the only.
Yeah.
So, when you land in that place, when you can honestly look yourself in the mirror and say, you're the only one who's doing it this way against conventional wisdom, which Mark and I to a certain degree can, when you're the only, good things happen to you. And everybody is capable of doing it. That's my first one.
I had a couple virtual coffees yesterday, and shout out to Carissa Jones, who's in the huddle this morning, she's an avid watcher and had a great call with her. But there's a lot of people out there that are struggling in their sales environments right now because they want to be more relationship driven, but they're being managed to do it in a different way. So kudos to them for being the only. Keep pushing that relationship because it's going to lead you to being successful. I got
a quick shout out. A new guest to the Huddle, Stephen Twatty. Welcome to the Huddle. He is Vice President of Sales for Pogesi, which is the coolest umbrella company ever. Please, everybody in here, welcome him. Grab a coffee with him. They work with hotels. They work with restaurants. When you see, they did some stuff with the Dolphins. Really cool stuff. Make sure you make hello, Stephen. Welcome aboard. Go.
So being enthusiastic is worth 25 IQ points. Also, another way to say that energy always wins. Also, another way to say that it's not really what you say, it's how you say it. But when you say something with passion and you're invigorated about it and you deliver energy to people, you might be selling, you might be selling somebody a box of shit, but they're going to believe in it because you deliver it with passion and energy. So you might not be the smartest person in the room, but if you're the most energetic, guaranteed you stand out.
Love it. That's pretty awesome. Okay, there's so many here. This one is my number 2. Pros are just amateurs who know how to gracefully recover from their mistakes. It is exactly correct. Because to think that you are not going to make mistakes is ridiculous. The best of the best make mistakes all the time. They just know how to recover. Recover your game, recover it quickly, gracefully, and great things happen. Bam.
The best sports analogy is probably the Patriots being down, 28 points at halftime and being able to recover and come back to win the game.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I love that.
Okay. Don't be afraid to ask because 99% of the people in the room want to ask the same question but are too afraid to. So that to me is don't be afraid to challenge the culture. When you have a question, when something is being talked about and you don't understand it, everybody's looking around going, oh, am I the only one who doesn't get that? Don't be afraid to ask the question because asking the question is going to give you that better understanding and make you better equipped to go share that message with somebody.
I mean, I want you guys to think about if you had a virtual coffee with somebody scheduled today, which if you don't, shame on you. You've been listening to us for a while. Virtual coffee. Somebody said we should trademark it because we started with it, but it's certainly a perfect entree to bring someone into your world. If you just hit them with any one of these things, hey, I want to share a conversation with you, boom, and share the sentence and see what they have to say about it. What a great way to jump into a conversation. So I love this one. Anything real begins with the fiction of what could be. Imagination is therefore the most potent force in the universe and a skill you can get better at. It's the one skill in life that benefits from ignoring what everybody else thinks they know.
I love it.
Walt Disney, baby.
The great one. Okay, you're going to love this one because this is something that you've taught me early on in my life. But treating a person to a meal never fails. And it's so easy to do. It's powerful with old friends and a great way to make new friends. So picking up the check, which is a tip that you taught me early in my life, is always the move. Always overextend. Always be the first to do it. There's a couple of tip tricks that I like to use. Going to the bathroom mid-meal and dropping the credit card with the server when you go to the bathroom, the simplest move in the world, because that way you take out the fight when the check comes. Somebody shows up, oh no, I got it. Nope, it's already done. It's already been done.
I love that. That was a pearl that my grandfather gave me. Amazingly, he said, why mess around? Why have all of that confusion at the table? It always comes around. It may not come around from that person, but it will always come around. And interestingly enough, a couple of weeks ago when we finally ventured out, we did that. We went out to dinner with Cheryl Clark and Madison Clark, and we had a great time. And in my mind, being the patriarch, I was grabbing the check, and they were freaked out. Oh no! And I said to bring that here, and she goes, no, it's already taken care of, and you had done it. Man, it was unbelievable. Drop the mic. Okay, my turn.
Yep.
Oh, this is going good. I really like this. Rule of 3 in conversation. To get the real reason, ask a person to go deeper than what they said, then again, and once more. The third time's answer is the closest to the truth.
So it's an easy way to remember that. The awe question. You taught me this. The awe question. And what else? And what else? Go deeper. Go deeper. Have them continue to expand upon what they're talking about. I love that. Okay, my turn. Don't be the smartest in the room. Hang out with, learn from people smarter than yourself. Even better, find smart people who will disagree with you. That was always a point of contention for me in the coaching world and in the staffs that I was on. If we weren't in a room that everybody was beating up the idea, that everybody was chipping in, if it was one person's voice that was leading the charge, I knew we weren't getting to the best plan possible. So, if you're in the room and you're the only one that's willing to talk and give the idea, you're probably not in a room that's going to help you grow. Find people that are willing to challenge you on your ideas, to question you and push you further.
I love that. And someone said dropping nuggets this morning. I'm that LinkedIn user is not visible to me, so I don't know who it is, but you're absolutely correct. And this is how I build the armor that I wear every day. I put good thoughts in, and then when I go out, I'm already filled with all of this stuff about how to live my life and how to do all of the things. I just had one that I want to make sure. Hold on. So I love this one. Love it. Love it, maybe should be my first one. Who is them? Or they? In every conversation, there's always, well, they said, well, I got, that them. What is them? Who is that? Break it down. That is the silent majority that is crushing your confidence. It's crushing your ability to step out in front of it. So again, to your point, ask the question, do the thing. There is no they, them, all that kind of stuff.
So, and this is going to tie right in to a conversation that I had yesterday, but to be interesting, be interesting. Because that, to me, you have, and we've talked about it, lead with value and deliver and all those kinds of things. If you really want to have a good conversation with somebody, stop thinking about what you're going to say next and be so interested in what they're saying that you're just going to ask them more and more about the topics that they're saying. Go deeper on that. Tell me about that experience. What was that like? What did that feel like? What did that lead to? There are so many ways for you to dive deeper and be interested in somebody. And then the more you're interested in them, the more interesting they're going to find you.
So it's great. I love when I can give you a real-time story. So I'm dealing with a guy that's in the financial space, and one of his clients was bringing on 2 junior guys who were going to follow up with their existing client base, which was high net worth people. And they were doing the same cookie cutter bullshit, trying to break in. Well, thank you for your business and blah, 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 blah. And they said, it's not working. Do you have a suggestion? And my suggestion to them was, those are very successful people who, if you just ask them how they became successful, say, hey, listen, thanks for being a client of the firm. You're obviously successful. Trish talks about you all the time. Would you mind spending 15 or 20 minutes with me virtually, just telling me your story about how you became successful? I have yet to meet the person who doesn't want to tell you their story. Doesn't exist. Just that simple, Yeah. Keep going.
Okay. To make mistakes is human. To own your mistakes is divine. Nothing elevates a person higher and then quickly admitting and taking personal responsibility for the mistakes you make than fixing them fairly. If you mess up, fess up. It's astounding how powerful the ownership is.
Say that one again. If you what?
If you mess up, fess up.
Oh, dude, that is a winner. That's a one that goes on the board, man. I love that. It's so human, man. I love it.
It's so easy to sweep it under the rug or be like, oh yeah, I did that. Like somebody asks you about doing something. Oh yeah, I did that. And then you're like, oh God, I got to go try to do this thing. Just own it. Oh, you know what? I didn't get to it. That's my bad. I'm going to get to that right now for you. It's just a reality of life that and it's a habit. Everything you do is habit. Seth Godin talked about this.
Learned behavior. You've learned it from somebody.
Seth Godin talked about this. Easy decisions aren't necessarily good decisions because it's a habit. And if you're not watching your habit, there's no telling whether or not that habit that you have is good or bad and still serving you. So just because it's easy to do it doesn't mean that you should do it. Think hard about it and really own it.
Love it, love it, love it. A special shout out this morning to Kim Bocamper. For those of you who are Dolphin fans and restaurant fans, he's all over the place in South Florida. Hopefully you're getting out and supporting him, whether it's in-house or takeout. Kim, welcome aboard. Great to see you, my old friend. Hope things are well. This is a doozy. Optimize your generosity. No one on their deathbed has ever regretted giving away too much. And I got to follow that up with a story about my friend Warren Struhl, who we are, partners with in a couple of businesses and have been over the years. When he and I were coming back from the Bahamas on a trip, it's like late in the night, we're in this little puddle jumper, weather's bad, we're bopping around, and I'm looking at him and I'm going, dude, why are you doing this? You don't need to be here. I'm humping, man. I'm trying to make it work. I want as many oil wells as I can. And he looked at me straight in the face and he said, I have not made enough money to give away what I want. Oh, man. I was like, holy shit. That's unreal, man. That's
I
great.
love it.
Yeah.
One more, and then we're at our hard stop. But show up, keep showing up. Somebody successful said 99% of success is just showing up. That is how I became a college football coach. I was just there more than everybody else. I wasn't the smartest in the room. There were a lot of things that worked against me to be a college football coach, but I showed up time after time after time. And no matter what it is, if you're just willing to show up and be there, good things will happen as long as you stay persistent and get there.
Yeah, people are posting about Bocamper's Grill. When they opened in Plantation, that changed. My office was right there. That changed the day for me because lunch, dinner, happy hour, God, even if they served breakfast, I would have been there for breakfast too. So I do miss those days. So we are at our hard stop. Anybody who wants this list of 68 to own them, digest them, share one every day gives you 68 days of content that you can drill down to. I love this banter with you, Mark. That was an amazing conversation back and forth. That's what riles me up. It is Wacky Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Wake Up Wednesday. Go make it happen and stay on the ball.
Let's go.